Hey guys, this is OracleDaphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do a charm reading. I posted a charm reading recently about what's going to come through the retrogrades, but we have additional retrogrades happening. So I wanted to go a little bit farther into that and see, okay, like we're looking at Uranus retrograde in Taurus, Mars retrograde in Scorpio. After that will continue after the Mercury retrograde ends and the Saturn retrograde ends. So we have more to come, and I wanted to kind of see like how that's going to affect everybody. I do personally feel, and I will say that the Mercury overlapping Saturn is really just not the funnest transit for anybody, and most people will feel like much better after that. But I want to kind of go deeper and to see what's coming next after with those other retrogrades in motion, because we still have those. Essentially, it's like 4 retrogrades right now that are overlapping. The 2 that I feel are the most intense, the Saturn and Mercury together. It's just a lot of chaotic elements, I want to say, and intensity that is more like amplification of things. So before I begin, I do want to say a big thank you to everybody who has been so kind and so thoughtful, of saying positive comments and donating and so being supportive of this work. I appreciate it so much. I just want to shout out to all of my people, my friends and fans, who have just been like amazing supporters from the very beginning. So, just a lot of beautiful souls out there that have supported what I'm doing. I do want to wish everybody a happy holiday as well, for those of you who are celebrating Thanksgiving. I feel like it's going to be really interesting holiday this year. So I am looking at the charms here, and for those of you who want to see more content, I do tea readings over on my other channel, The Whale Called Moon, so definitely go check that out and subscribe. If you can, please donate. All the donations really help. I am rebuilding everything really from scratch, so I appreciate all donations, and definitely check out my other content on IG, because I do other content over there as well. So I was particularly interested in this spread because we have this miracle charm here, and this to me feels kind of like, has always felt like a magnet. And I wanted to see, like, what is it pulling in? Like, what are you pulling in through these retrogrades? And it's kind of a mixed bag. Some of it is stuff that you probably are not going to want, and then other stuff is going to be miracles, is going to be things that you absolutely couldn't see coming or didn't see coming, and that's going to be the most interesting aspects of these retrogrades, is what you don't see coming through the retrogrades. And the interesting thing is, I'm going to talk about the negative stuff first, and then the positive stuff. But the interesting part about this, and you can see all these little charms here, to me, that's the trail that I feel like that this flow of energy that's coming in through the retrograde via this one piece here. And it feels like heavy contrast. My guide says heavy contrast. So, when you're dealing with a lot of contrasting elements, you're dealing with really great days and really bad days. Mood swings. You're dealing with feeling good one second and then like shitty the next, and like the world's over kind of energy. It definitely feels like you're dealing with some unwanted things, or things that are maybe not going your way or not going right. This piece is about third-party situations, as well as, the person that you want to be with, you can't be with. The person you love maybe doesn't love you back, or, is unresponsive, or is, I don't know what the word would be, checked out, isn't there, okay? And so I feel like, again, it's contrast of you bringing in beautiful things for yourself, but then also there's these unwanted things that, you know, maybe you didn't ask for, you know? So like we have this little mitt here, and that usually represents like a player type person, or a person who just doesn't want a relationship, or doesn't want anything serious, or doesn't want anything long term. And I do feel that these retrogrades is going to make it hard for people to get what they want. That is a definite vibe. It feels challenging. It feels like, okay, in order for you to get what you want, you have to like really jump through some hoops, or like really overcome all these challenges. I feel like with this hand here, this is about, for some of you, needing to pull back your energy, or pull back your, like, change your focus. For some of you, you have what I would call whale syndrome. Whale syndrome is where you are absorbing a lot of negativity. This is something that I made up because I was noticing how people would jump on the negative stuff. It's kind of like reading People magazine, you know, like people just jump on that stuff to see what negative stuff is going on with other people, and they're not necessarily looking for the positive. Some of you are going to need to really work on your manifesting skills at this time, and focus, like really focus, and be like, okay, like, not today, Satan. Like, we're going to not do things like that. We're going, you know what I'm saying? Like, really be like, okay, no, we're going to say no to the haters and the bitches, and we're not going to focus on this third party situation, and we're not going to put up with this player bullshit, and we're not, you know what I mean? Like, really be like, you know, and we're not going to watch a lot of flat screen time, TV stuff, and we're really going to pull it in and be like, okay, you know, like, I'm really done with short-term relationships, because this piece is like short-term relationships, really done with short-term relationships. And for some of you, like, you know, any scraps or breadcrumbs that you're getting from relationships, you know, these little buttons, it's not enough. You know, it's just really not enough. So you're going to be like, okay, no to that. And then for some of you, you're what's coming through this retrograde is some kind of energy of having to tolerate something, or a place of living or relationship that you don't like, that is not working. We have this washer here, and to me that's like something that's broken, but you have the little anchor, so it's like you're tied to this energy of something that's not working. And either you can't fix it because it's a relationship that has died a long time ago, or it's a situation in which you either can't leave, or there's problems around fixing it. Okay, it's sort of like being strapped in for the ride, kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. Okay, for some of you, the roller coaster is this period of time. For some of you, it's having to really grit out, you know, or being really patient with other people, or being really, really patient with your life situation and the way things are going within your life at this period of time. Really tolerating, like really working on your tolerance of tolerating things that you're not happy with. Like, essentially, you're going to notice at this period of time what's not working. And for some of you, a lot of it is just like not working. Like, things in your life are not working. They're not going the best. The relationship is not working. The job is just not working for you. Like, you're going to see, like, there's a lot of things that need fixing. There's also things that you're going to be reflecting on that are not working, or that have not worked in the past, either past relationships that have not worked, or jobs that have not worked, or things in your life that just were not a great fit for you. And you're going to be reflecting on that quite a lot. Those of you who, and it's interesting because the Mercury retrograde to me is all about reflection. And we're in the middle right now when I post this. We're in the middle. I call this like the waist deep part, or the knee deep part of the Mercury retrograde. The second week is always the hardest to feel like you're getting anything done, to feel like you're moving forward. It feels like really, really heavy, and a lot like, okay, this is the gauntlet. This is the obstacle course from hell. Okay. But it just feels like it's slowed down, like energy slowed down. And so it makes people feel a little bit more tired, more hangry, and irritable during this period of time. But it's only for this second week, so you guys just have to hang in there as far as the Mercury retrograde. Now, the other ones, I feel like, you know, Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, I personally did not like. Okay. That brought on a lot of unexpected things that I'm not going to go into, but that brought on a lot of things that I consider to be really cruel, really, really mentally cruel, really hard, harsh. It's brought on a lot of food issues. It's brought on a lot of housing issues, to say the least. Okay. So I can't I don't want to talk about, I don't want to project that onto people here, because I don't feel that this Uranus retrograde in Taurus is going to bring all that shit up. But I feel like some of you are going to need to really focus on your food and your, what you're drinking, what you're eating. The food issue is still an issue. I feel like, with the whole recent government shutdown, I feel like that really brought to light how many people are on food stamps. I feel like this system, the way the system has been set up, has been broken for some time, as far as going to school for a job, get education, and get out and get a good job. I don't know how many people get out and get a good job now, but I feel like it's actually the minority. Okay. It's not like the majority of people. I meet a lot of people who get out and they start working at, like a coffee shop, for minimum wage. They start at the very bottom. And I know people that get out and actually start making minimum wage, which is actually more than what people have been were getting pre-pandemic in their whole career. So it's just, there's a lot of things here that I feel like you're going to be reflecting on. The Uranus retrograde in Taurus, I did not like, and I felt it was very challenging. And Taurus is all about food and sleep. So some of you really do need to focus during this next, I want to say for the rest of the winter, and even into next spring, focus on, the food that you're eating, focus on your diet, focus on, side hustling, bringing in extra money, focus in on your sleeping habits, going to make sure you're going to bed at a decent time. And making sure you're staying hydrated too. I have to say that, we have this. When the moon's in Taurus, I always know, because I make the best meals. Like, I could bake the best cake. And there is she's a YouTuber, and she's a Taurus, and she makes the best food. Oh my God. It's like next level. So some of you are really going to expand in that area, really going to get into cooking and baking during this period of time. But for many of you, you're going to need to focus on food, on where you're getting food, on eating food, on your nutrition. All that stuff is going to be stuff you're thinking about. I want to go back to this fixing energy, this roller coaster ride energy. Hang on one second. Because I feel like the fixing energy is a focus. It's something that you're pulling in. There's things that are going to be pulled in through these retrogrades that is calling at your attention. For some of you, you really are going to want to be okay, I'm fixing this, I'm fixing that, I'm getting it done. Check it off the list and get that out of the way, because in some way that is bogging you down. And anything that's not working, you're going to be I am so bogged down. I just want to break free of whatever it is that you can't fix. I feel like anything that you cannot fix during this time is going to be really frustrating. Really, really frustrating. But I also feel, during the times that, there has been retrogrades, those are the times, especially even Mercury retrograde, those are the times I notice things break and I fix those things, like laptops. I've done a lot of car repairs during Mercury retrogrades. Excuse me. And just stuff in the house, a lot of appliances break during those periods of time. So some of you, and it's actually good. It's actually an upgrade kind of energy. So it's going to be a mixed bag again, because we have these retrogrades in which are bringing things in which are not necessarily to your liking, but it's for your benefit in a lot of ways, to bring your attention to them. So for example, one Mercury retrograde, I had to, that was when I decided to build my old website. And I built my website within like 24 hours. And I really love that website. That website is no longer, because they migrated to Vista, and I don't like that. But I did that during a Mercury retrograde, and I had to do that because I had a whole bunch of things going on with my channel at that time that I needed to have some structure, and I needed a website. So like it actually was good, but at the time it was very stressful. So some of you're going to be doing things, maybe a little bit under pressure or things that are stressful, but it's actually going to be good for you later. And anything that you have to upgrade, whether it's getting a new radiator for your car, or like, getting a new laptop or a new cell phone, or like anything that's like, electronic, I feel like you're going to be happy with, actually, in the end. And you're going to probably have that for quite a long time. I had that website for 10 years. So, a lot of people say that like Mercury retrograde brings things that you don't really like. And I actually think that depending on what you're doing during the retrograde, it can bring things that last quite a long time. So I see that. I also feel if you get some of this other stuff out of the way, I feel like that makes room in your life for the miracles. Positive, healthy communication. We have a lot of these feathers here. That's positive communication. We have this slipper here, which is a kind of softness. It's about landing softly. This is something coming through, which is probably going to be unexpected. This little half a star, I always say, is one of my latest additions to my charm bag, and it's one of my favorite pieces, because, if not my favorite piece, because it represents a sliver of a chance of something happening, a miracle, something that it's less than a chance, like less than 1% of something happening, but it squeaks through, and you don't see it coming. I really feel like you're going to be focusing on all this other, you're going to be focusing on beauty, I want to say. And for some of you, you're going to be focusing on taking care of yourself. The amethyst pieces is love. The amethyst pieces is beauty. The amethyst pieces is, maybe redoing your wardrobe or spending time out with friends and shopping. It's got a really positive vibe. But because that's there, you might not see the miracle coming, and you might meet someone, let's just say hypothetically, when you're out grocery shopping, or when you're out shopping, or when you're enjoying yourself. When you're in the positive headspace of love, you're going to meet somebody new. If those of you who are really wanting to maybe get out of some of the old patterns, let go of maybe toxic third parties, or just like let go of an ex, or just like really focusing on you, I feel like there's going to be some miracle that comes through that you don't see. It's a chance at something that comes through. Okay, what else about that? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we have this. You see this? I pulled this little heart here and this little bear here. To me, that is absolute love. That's like real love. It's like 1 in a million. That could be meeting the love of your life, or things moving forward with a very special person in your life. To me, the bear is someone who really loves you. The bear is absolutely the best kind of love possible. This is somebody who, like, it's not like fake love. It's not bullshit. It's not love bombing. It's absolutely like they really, truly love you. With the rose quartz here, that's legitimate. They might actually come in with like a special piece of jewelry as a gift as well. But I feel like you're going to have a very strong bond with this person. And I feel like this person, you're going to live a very beautiful life, have a very peaceful life together. A beautiful life together is what I want to say. Some of the other pieces before I let you guys go, we have this, one of the coin pieces popped out, which is unexpected money. You might, I feel like you're going to have money for things that maybe you weren't expecting. I heard money for travel. It's right next to the sea heart. Or I want to say money for moving, for those of you who like need money for like, you know, first, last, and security deposit and things like that. You're going to have money for that, which is going to be interesting. I also feel like some of you might get money from a parental type figure or someone who's like an older motherly type figure. I also feel like it could be from, let's just say, if you have a child that's older, money from that child. So it's like, even if they're, I don't know, I want to say 17, 18 older, they might gift you some money from some job that they're doing. I see that. Anything else? There's a lot of beautiful energy here, unexpected gifts as well coming through, and positive romantic developments, which are unexpected. It's similar to what I've seen before, but again, going back to some of those things which are going to come through the retrogrades. If romance came through, it would be after this contrasting kind of energy, which you were going to have to navigate very carefully. Give yourself grace during this period of time, okay, for everything that you do. Be very patient and very kind, and you're going to have more luck. We have this lucky charm here down here. You're going to have more luck than you're expecting to have. Okay, I got to let you guys go. Thank you guys so much. I wish you guys all the best. I send you guys big hugs, big kisses, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.